get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
That's because I made it. It's always damn good coffee. You know, I could take any coffee and make it just any brand, and if I make it, it will be damn good coffee and hot. Good morning, folks. It is March 30th. What is it? Thursday, March 30th, 2023. Your week is almost over. Mine never ends. Yes, I'm complaining already. A world's tallest man will be with us today. Has a lot to tell you about. Big things, exciting things. I don't know what they are. I'm not privy to his secrets. Last night, speaking of secrets, I had a conversation with a man who wrote a book and has done some films about the moon landing being faked. And the big takeaway for me is God is behind it. The Almighty God is behind this whole thing. He's setting up a a battle between good and evil, and those who believe that the moon landing was fake, and those who don't, and exposing the big lie is all part of the plan. So if you believe in that kind of stuff, that was the only thing that I heard was new. Did verify Williams' take on the Buzz Aldrin stuff. Now, some people in the chat room were saying, no, that's not true. Reuters and a bunch of other places were fact-checking that and saying that was not true, that he never said that it was all faked and all that stuff. There are lots of new conspiracies to add on to the conspiracy of the moon landing thing, which includes CIA murdering people, having the military just murder people who were witnesses, who were going to blow the whistle, but not murder people who were making films about it and cooperating with those people who are making films about it. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But you make up your own mind. You tell me what your takeaway. If you saw the program last night, feel free to kind of explain to me your position on it. Now, Joe Walters, who was a comedian from Pensacola, Florida, guest on this program, was in the chat room, and he was coming out. Oh man, painful to read the comments. Painful. The moon isn't real; it's plasma. It isn't solid; it's plasma. I just, I want to say, and it sounds like a put down, but I want to say when somebody comes up with nonsense like that, I'll say, what? Where did you do your postgraduate work that taught you to do the research and math required for you to come to the conclusion that the moon is plasma? And what exact research did you do on your own to come to that conclusion? Or are you reciting something you heard on some dopey video on Prime or YouTube or wherever you find the dopey conspiracy stuff? Are you just reciting stuff you heard? Stuff that sounded, oh, that's cool. I'll just keep that in the back of my little brain. And anytime I need to feel like I'm smart, I'm not dumb. Not dumb like everybody says. I'm smart. I can run things. Ain't the way Pop wanted it. Eh, that's the way Pop wanted it. I screwed that up. Ain't the way I wanted it. I shouldn't do Godfather stuff this early in the morning. Anyway, it just it frustrates me to see that kind of just one thing after another. We can't get past the Van Allen radiation belts. Well, 1969, they did radiation tests on all. Let me just elaborate this, and then I'll bring Colin. They did radiation tests on all the astronauts in 1969, and they came back and they did show very high exposure to radiation, similar to what the people in Los Alamos who were at the atomic bomb testing got, the same readings. Now you say, oh, well, it was the government telling you that, it's like you're asking the criminals to explain away stuff. At that time in 1969, nobody had any inkling that anybody was going to say the moon landing was fake and bring up any radiation belts. They were the ones who presented that there's radiation out there. NASA did that. So they'd be setting themselves up to have to explain something. None of that makes any sense. The whole moon landing being fake stuff and the reasons behind it, money and whatever it is, it just makes a dog angry at night. So he can't sleep. But then there are other reasons. And there are other reasons the dog can't sleep. And I don't know if we should talk about that. The world's tallest man is with me. And he has some exciting and interesting new things to tell you about. Let's get to him right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please open your eyes, open your ears, get on your knees and look upwards at the world's tallest man.
Whoa. Hello down there.
Oh,
how you doing?
Whoa.
How you doing down there? How is it? I'm not sure. What's your little head there?
It's like a Disney movie, like weird or something. It's like,
look, it's weird. Let me zoom out.
Holy moly, look how tall you are. How are you? Good morning.
It's impressive.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Yeah, well, good evening. I was asleep 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, so was I. Nah, close to it, but
a nap. I did naps. I didn't sleep much last night, like 3 hours. So I just did some naps where I had sleep apnea and kept waking myself up snoring. That's what I was doing 30 minutes
That's
ago.
When the end is coming. This is when you start napping. You know you're getting old.
Just Carl. It's just Carl. Yeah, it's just me. That's right.
Yeah. No, it's not just Carl. It's the world's tallest man.
Yeah, it's true. That's a house there.
Now, are there other mans in who are taller than you? Do you have any relatives that are taller than you? Did I lie?
Most of them are shorter. Let me think.
All of them are shorter. So you are the world's tallest man. There you go.
I think so. Yeah, most of them are short. I think maybe there's a cousin or something that might be taller. I don't know, but most of them are dead, and then the ones that are alive are shorter.
Well, once they're dead, they shrink anyway, right? So you're definitely taller than all the dead ones.
Yes, I'll dig some of them up to check. Most of them were cremated, but if I go and dig up, like my uncle, he was buried. I could go and check out his skeleton. That's the only place my dad shed one tear was when he had to bury his brother. One single tear that he just went like that.
Wow.
It's the only ever time I've seen him upset.
You know what? I might be a lot like your dad. I think I'm gonna have. I'm preparing, but I usually I don't cry at I cry in emotional settings sometimes, but never at funerals. I generally don't. And when people pass, was it at the funeral where you saw the chief
at the graveside, like putting the coffin in and all that stuff in the soil?
He finally realized.
He literally just went like this, and that's it. The only time, and that made me sad though, seeing that. But
so he's a tough guy. Your dad, emotionally tough.
Old school. Yeah, they don't talk about stuff.
My friend Leo, when he passed, he said he was scared. I was at his bedside. His wife was there, and she said, "What's the matter?" He said, "I'm scared." Now, this is a guy who I looked up to my whole life because he was never scared of anything. And then he left. I said he was scared of dying. I was like, "Fuck, fuck! How am I supposed to live with that for the next?"
I think it's probably quite common right at the end, right? You're like, "Shit, it's now." Also, my dad's terrified of hospital, so will probably be scared if he
I
goes
am
to hospital
scared of
again.
dying. I'm not scared of
Yeah.
being dead. No, I don't think the last moment would do it. I'm scared now, and I'm going to be scared. I'm living in fear of dying since he said that, and that was 11 years ago.
Wow.
I'm going to be
Well,
living in.
you might die in a horrendous automobile wreck on like the Long Island
I think that's
Express.
probably
You
pretty
might
likely.
get decapitated by a road sign, and it'll just be instant.
Well, I'm not sure. I've thought about that for 50 years about how I want to die. This is good morning conversation, isn't it, folks? On Live 365, it's also Dead
Yeah. Good
365.
morning.
uh, no, but I did a whole show on that back when I was doing my television show. My first episode was on death and dying, and I was going around asking people if how would you like to die. The winner was freezing to death, according to the scientists we talked to on that program. The act of freezing your brain produces a extreme euphoria before you pass. That seems like the best way to go, freezing to death.
Oh yeah,
But I don't like being cold.
you can also hallucinate with hypothermia, like you think you're warm, you take off your clothes and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it affects it. But yeah, I think you have some kind of hallucination and like everything's fine. You go a bit crazy, and then you freeze.
I don't like to be cold to begin with. So everything has its ups and downs.
Yeah, exactly. I know you don't want to shoot yourself and miss, or like plenty of people have shot half their brain off and survived. And
Yeah.
they just now have half a face and half a brain.
Imagine like falling from a very high, or jumping from the Golden Gate Bridge and surviving. People do that. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah, the ones that survive, a lot of the ones that have survived said they regretted jumping immediately. Like when they're in the air, they just immediately regret it.
I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, and then smashed up every part of their body.
I wonder if the falling man at 9/11, that guy. I wonder if he had
probably, but then what's the alternative? He's burning to death, or falling to death. But he probably passed out as well. And they were going like, yeah, well, they were so high, they were going like 250 miles an hour when they hit the ground. So they didn't. There was no body; it just vaporized. It was just a puddle.
Right. He was going head first. If I would, I don't know if I could actually make the leap, but if I was going to do it, it would be feet first. It's just the idea of landing head first.
That makes it. I think that makes it quicker.
Of course. Well, maybe not. You're just going to squash down into like a flat thing, a pancake anyway.
Millisecond quicker, but yeah. Apparently they just vaporized that there was no body. It was a blob, and you were just a blob, and maybe some clothes.
I'm gonna spread some gossip here.
Yeah.
Are you ready for some gossip? It concerns you. Not gossip. It's gossipy type of questioning. And I'm not going to reveal a name. Somebody who's a fan of you wants to know how you do it. What they want to know, what does he do for a living? Because he's up all day, up all night. He flies wherever he wants. He goes around. He's living in different places. What's with Carl? What does he do to support himself? Because he's not gigging full time. I said, maybe he's like MI6. Maybe he's a director of MI6 or something. People are curious, like about the man of mystery, the world's tallest man.
Well, I used to work with the British MOD many years ago, but I no longer do that. And now I earn money from. I can code. I do different things with computers, and that's it. That's how I get a lot of my money.
And what do you? Where does the porn fit in?
The porn. Well, that's just on Sundays. I do that for Jesus.
Okay, it's for Jesus.
So I dress as Jesus and then have sex with hookers, just like Jesus did.
Well, you're living in this kind of looks anyway. You're living in this stylish bachelor pad that would be perfect for having a different woman every night, or maybe two.
I don't like people knowing where I live, so that's.
So yeah. you could do a Cosby, drug them before you get them there, and then
I don't,
and then drug them again when they have to leave, so they can't.
That's more your style. I don't. I don't do that. But no, I prefer
All right, well,
elsewhere,
put
other
over.
countries, preferably. Other countries, preferably. That's why I like to see people.
Now, when you had Hack on, this is your apartment now?
Yeah.
Because it seems to me like there's been a woman's touch in that apartment. From what I'm looking at, it looks too nice for just a single guy to have put that place.
Well, it was done. It was done. It was done. A lot of it was done before I moved in, so it was done. It was all new. Everything was just here. So I brought some stuff, but I did buy the plants, so they're mine because I like plants now. But actually, it's pretty. There's nothing here. There's only this picture. Everything else is plants and a TV. But yeah, I keep it absolutely spotless because I used to live in a shithole, and I've lived in messy places forever. And when I finally got out of that place, I thought even in like September last year when I got back from Brazil, I thought that I thought I'd still be living in. I didn't think I'd get a nice place. I just didn't have any confidence. And I found this completely randomly. It's completely luck. I've got a good deal. It's while someone's in Canada for a few years. So I have it for a while. And I'm very lucky. Good location. It's nice. It's clean. So I'm going to keep it clean.
Yeah, it looks exquisite. Now let me, because I got to follow up here because I am a really on top of things type of interviewer, and I follow up with. I'm a journalist, folks.
Sure.
Now you said you don't like people knowing where you live, so does that mean if you have an occasion to be with a lady, you must insist to go to her place or go to a hotel? I mean, is that the situation?
It's just normally worked out at theirs, or quite often. I don't like going out on dates and shit like that. So yeah, often it's just elsewhere while I'm out anyway.
Oh, I hate dates.
What I'd say.
I always
I never ever dated until I was well into my 20s, and then
if you had to, what would you do for a date? Would you take her to dinner?
No, dinner's the worst. Dinner's the worst possible first date.
I know.
Because when you've got to buy that bitch food and spend money that I don't want to spend, it's going to be drinks, or even these days, I'd prefer coffee, right? First, let's not drink. Because then you make dumb decisions. So yeah, I prefer meet someone for an hour, and then you meet up later for drinks. Dinner's like the third thing. I'm not meeting someone for dinner the first time because then you're stuck with them. I've walked into, you've met someone and you think immediately, for fuck's sake. But then you think maybe I can get out of here within an hour.
I wonder if that's what I witnessed because about 3 weeks ago now on a gig where people walked out as soon as their food came. I'm wondering if that was a date, whether they weren't really married, they weren't a couple. It was a date, and they just realized, yeah, this ain't going anywhere. Let's call it a night.
I wouldn't do it because I'd want to eat the food then, but then I'd feel pressured to stay, and then they're there. It's like, oh god, I don't want to talk to you at all because I have zero patience. If someone says something dumb, I'm fucking absolutely done with it. I don't give a shit how hot they are. I don't care. If you're a dummy, we're done. But even if I sit around for 2 more drinks, I'll see you later.
There was in the early days of the band, in the early days of cell phones, I spied a woman in the back of the room pointing a cell phone at me, and she was taping me, and then somehow she found me on MySpace, maybe MySpace, and shared the video that she shot of me. And I said, oh, I thought that was you in the back of the room. She said, yeah. And she found me all very attractive and blah, 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 blah. So I said, you want to go out sometime? And then she said yes. And then she started dictating the terms of the date. And I was like, I was getting a little put up. And then she told me exactly how she wanted it to go when I came to pick her up and what I must do and all that stuff. And then I said, listen, never mind. Never mind. You're already the boss in this relationship. Fuck that. I don't want to be bossed around. That's not me.
Yeah, I prefer it to be sort of half and half. But I didn't go on a date yesterday. I pulled out of a date yesterday.
Oh, you pulled out. Well, you won't watch it when you pull out. You don't want to
Yeah,
make a mess.
should have done, but I just couldn't be bothered, and I just lied, and I just said I'm not. I'm going to be somewhere else. Sorry.
You know what? I think I just decided I'm going to be gay. That's what I just saw.
Yeah,
So
I think it's better. I think it's better, to be honest.
yeah,
It's got to be better, right?
I would
Everyone
definitely be the
understands.
kind that needed to make up an excuse. I
Yeah.
could not just say, "Well, I'm just deciding not to." I would
No,
have
yeah,
to.
I flat up lied. I just said I'm going to be in another city, so I can't.
Yeah,
See you later.
I will be in South Antarctica. Actually, I'll be in Antarctica for the next 3 weeks. So I'm sorry, it came up suddenly. Work just called
Yeah.
and said, "Pack your bags and bring a coat."
Basically, yeah. And by the way, I only had to walk 3 minutes. I would have had to walk 3 minutes, and I just couldn't be far. I was like, no, I don't want to deal with it.
You see the chat room, right? Let me like as in Lemmy the bass player. Let me ask Carl this:
Lemmy.
when you the GFs are moving too fast, that doesn't make any sense. He's generally more articulate than this. When you, when you the
I thought he was
girlfriend are
mentally
moving too
ill.
fast and you are falling in love, do you pull away and stop talking to him for a week, or spend more time talking and getting to know each other? What the hell? Where did that question come from? Are you reading Women's Daily? All right, Carl, give it your best shot to answer that.
Moving too far. I don't think I've ever made.
Moving too fast and falling
No,
in love.
I mean the two large relationships that I've had, the big long ones for years and years and years, have both been pretty quick, and they've both been they've just been natural, right? So after a few months of one, I was living with them, and I lived with them for years, and then the other one, similar, pretty quick. So I don't really take time. It depends on the person, right? If you like them, then that's it.
Who do you like?
Who do I like?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I
I might listen. I might have a wife lined up. I wouldn't say a fucking word to anyone. I'll just be suddenly have someone in wherever I live.
Kat is busting our ball saying we would make the cutest couple. Now she should be careful with that, because I was going to ask you out on a date tonight.
Well, I could be in New York
I think he's into me a little bit, but
3 hours. It would take me 10. The earliest I could be in New York is in like 11 hours.
Yeah, I could steal. I could steal Steve away from Kat. I think he's.
Steve's dead.
Yeah. Well, after all that time being locked up, but here's the thing: I've been through this drama that I fucked up my ticket thing. So I have a late show with Sam Talent tonight, not the early show in Brooklyn, and everybody is bailing on me, and I'm like, now I'm asking people for guys, because I'm not going to take a woman. My wife is not into the kind of humor. It should be like giving me Bible verses and after every joke. So my friend Phil, who I've known, he's known me for 60 years. Phil. And I texted him yesterday and I said, "Are you in New York? Because I know he has a house still in Florida and he might be there." And he said, "Yes, who's this?"
Mob.
And I answered, "The CIA. Do you know Matt Napo? He's a very dangerous man and a terrorist. We're looking to talk to you about him. Can you come in?" And I didn't hear back from him. And I'm like, "What the fuck, Phil? Come on."
He's probably thrown his phone in the river.
That's what I'm thinking. Did you change your phone number and I'm fucking with somebody else or something? And so I got in touch with him on Facebook late last night. I said, "Did you change your phone number?" He said, "No, I did not." I said, "I texted you today." He said, "I didn't get it." And then he said, "Wait a minute. Are you the CIA?" I was like, "Dude, how could you think?" He said, "I blocked the number. I thought somebody was pranking me, but it's got my name in it. You would definitely have to know it's me. You know my sense of humor. You know me for 60 years. No clue."
Maybe he's grown up.
Yeah.
Maybe he's forgotten about all the jokes.
I see. He comes to the gigs all the time in the summertime. He knows me. I mean, he knows me better than almost anybody alive today.
In future, buy 2 tickets to any gig. Don't buy 10 or 5. Or buy 2.
He
it's
said
always a pain.
He's been texting me the wrong number. He's been texting me for 5 years, but texting the wrong number. He didn't recognize the number. So he's got my old phone number. But I changed my phone number probably 12 years ago, whatever it was. So whatever. So I'm going to Sam Talent tonight alone with 3 extra tickets. Anybody in Brooklyn want to go?
So you've done exactly. You've fucked up the venue, and he's not going to sell out, and they're going to go. There's 3 empty seats.
And Erica was explaining to me that that's not good.
It's not good to have empty seats anyway.
Yeah, and the comedians, the clubs they gyp the comedians on that when that happens. Like
because they want to sell drinks, right? That's all they want to do. They're a bar that lets comedy happen, so they want to sell 2 drinks and some food.
So the bottom line here is me trying to do a good thing. I'm a bad guy.
You brought too many tickets, haven't you? It's like, how many people you got to work out who's likely to go. Let me just buy 10 and see if I can get people to go. Buy 2. I've had trouble shifting a Stanhope ticket before years ago. That's just with 2 because people promise and they go, yeah, I'm going to be there. I'll be there. And then on the day, it's like something came up. Like, you motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't want
things do come up, but the amount of people that
even if I bought 2, I would be 1 empty seat still tonight. So
but you could take like a blow up dot if it's just 1, or you could put on a fat suit and just like spread out.
Yeah, they don't list who the friends are. Sam Talent and friends. They don't list who the friends are.
They might not know. You might be bringing some friends.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of who his crew is. He doesn't really have a crew. He's kind of a loner. I mean, he goes around opening for people. He's open for Stanhope Dillon, Kyle Kinane, but I don't know. Like, I don't think of him as part of a crew. Matt and Shane, right? No, he hangs with them. No, maybe not.
I think a lot of people know him, so it could be anyone. It could be absolutely fucking anyone. It might be someone you've never heard of, or it might be, someone like that.
William saying, let's roll the dice. First 3 callers go with Matt tonight. If I could do that, but we won't get a caller. You got to be in Brooklyn. Yeah, you have to understand. Brooklyn is far from everywhere. It's far from Manhattan. It's far from Long Island.
It's only 40 minutes. People go from Brooklyn to Manhattan every day, though, to be honest.
Yeah, they do. But they take a train and all that stuff. But once you get into Union Avenue, where the club is, it's Union Hall, it's like one-way streets, parking. It's nightmare. I mean, so you can get to Brooklyn, but then getting through the neighborhoods and finding the parking place, it's a fucking nightmare. And getting out is always a nightmare. That's why people are fucking bailing.
You're selling it.
I know.
Should be in PR.
And you know what? I'm not selling. So Brooklyn is so easy to get to these days and get in and out. It's unbelievable. You can just breeze through Brooklyn. It's not like the old days where it used to be a nightmare, like I was just talking about a few minutes ago. It's beautiful now. You can just breeze right in there,
and you can get high. There's going to be dispensaries. You can take some edibles, and nothing matters.
I can't get high. This is sad. I could smoke all of Cheech and Chong's combined cabinet full of weed and not get high. I've ruined myself, and it just became apparent.
What milligrammage are you up to on edibles? What doesn't touch you?
I ate 500 the other day and nothing happened. 500, a bag full of 500.
So you remember before you said it never happened, and you took a 125 milligram bar and you were high for 3 days.
Right.
So your tolerance is obviously up. So you've got to start. You've got to start thinking about 800, 1,000. This is what happened to Joey Diaz, isn't it? You've got to start thinking big numbers.
Yeah.
Go see the devil.
Yeah, and it's gotten to the point like I've been smoking again because the edibles have just stopped working, and even the smoking doesn't work. And I'm trying going in.
Take a break.
Give me the strongest strain you have, and buying it like different. Try this, try that. Nothing.
What about a break? Take a break.
Yeah, the break lasted 2 days. The problem is,
just drink for a week.
I've been drinking too, which is not like me. I've been drinking vodka, not beer.
It's a new phase.
Yeah, I got to give up the drinking, but I'm not. It's not like I drink a lot because I'm a lightweight. One vodka and cranberry will make me sleepy. Me sleepy.
You sat and had 3 pints in Jack Dempsey's last month.
Wow. Yeah, Jack Dempsey's. I got a picture of Jack with some woman that I took. Well, I think you were in the bathroom, but I was shooting the artwork off the walls.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
There's a picture of him holding some woman. I'm like, she's got to be the most insignificant person who's been seen by thousands and hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people over the years. People have seen that picture and nobody knows who she is. All they know is Jack. Jack with some girl. Jack and some unknown just woman he took a picture with. And that's been there for 100 years now.
Fair play. Yeah, I forgot to get closer because they had some gloves, didn't they? Some old pictures and stuff. I forgot to get closer and get some pictures that day. I'll be back.
So think about this. That feels like a long time ago, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess it was. Yeah, it does. It was only like 5 weeks.
It's this month. This is the point I'm making. Is March is like the longest month of the year by far. Even though there are other 31-day months, March just seems to last forever. You were here the first week of March. This is the last week of March, and it feels like it could have been a year ago.
Yeah, that does feel a while ago, but time does fly for me though. Time just fucking goes. So I nothing drags. Day to day, days just disappear.
Right.
Years disappear.
Yeah.
So I need to get my shit together.
Your shit together as far as your CIA MI6 job or
CIA, MI6, and stand up. Yeah, those 3 things.
Now, do you guys pay attention to like European news and all that kind of stuff?
Well, what do you mean European?
Well, I mean news that doesn't not United States news, because all we care about.
Well, I'm not in the United States, so
yeah, I know.
Definitely hear about this news, but there are many countries in Europe, and there's a lot going on.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. And Europe and Eurasia and the Middle East and all that stuff. We don't. Because somebody said to me, when was it? Sometime yesterday, that there was almost a civil war in Israel. I was like, we don't hear about that. I wonder if that's on like BBC. Do they report on that and stuff?
Oh, I haven't heard about it. I know obviously you've got the forever
protests,
war. You've got the forever terrorism and fights with Palestine, right? So if
the
it's
Paris
something different,
stuff, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I've got a friend in Tel Aviv though, so I could ask her. She said, well, actually, last time I spoke to her last week, she said she's just working and avoiding terrorists. That was the last.
When did Kat become mean? Did she? Do you remember when exactly she made that transition from nice to mean?
I think no, she's always mean or drunk, but
she's done her best to forget
funny.
when you were here. That's mean.
Yeah, I would.
It's very mean. I don't know when she made that transition. She transitioned from nice to mean. Is there an operation for that?
I think it's when Steve transitioned from alive to dead. She just started getting callous, you know.
He seemed alive to me. What do you think? He was AI?
It's his twin. It's Dave.
Oh, Dave. Yeah, his brother Dave. So yeah, I was just curious because they bring up stuff that's going on in the world, and I never, unless I have Michael Hill.
Well, we get a lot from here. We get some from the US, and then we'll get bits and bobs from. But Americans also think Europe is just one place. It's a dozen countries, or however many, 30 countries, and they're all very different. They've all got shit going on. So yeah, we get stuff from the Middle East as well, but then there's different sources you can go to if you're really interested. I haven't heard much about the Israel thing. Maybe I should look. Maybe I should ask my friends.
Something about Netanyahu making a deal with judicial reform that he was trying to put in place or something. And Netanyahu, I thought, was like in the same kind of trouble that Trump was, as far as people just looking for any reason to fucking take him down. Just he's looked at as like Trump is
well, he's been around a long time, isn't he?
Yeah. Since I was 30, I remember.
He's a maniac that's constantly saying Iran is going to get nuclear weapons like for 50 years.
Yeah,
and they love to bomb. They love to bomb Iran, and they probably will do it again soon, I think. So I think that if someone's in power for that long, they always go mental. I'm trying to look here. Yeah, he's turned down Biden's Biden suggested to walk away from something. He told him to go fuck himself.
I would do that too. Just on general principle. Well, I'm not a leader of a country, but I don't want anybody else telling me what to do. Like, fuck you, this is my country.
Yeah, but Israel have kind of been beholden to the US for a while because you've been giving them weapons to shoot school kids and pregnant women for 30 years or whatever, 50 years maybe.
Yeah. Are you do you have gigs lined up or something?
Yeah. I was supposed to do some this week, but I got so out of fucking whack. But definitely next Monday, next Wednesday, there's stuff going on. And I'm doing about 12 or so up until the 2 festival shows in May, which will be the 2 that I'll have tickets for out and about. But yeah, the 17th and 18th of May at Brighton Festival.
Wow.
It's on the south coast of England. I can't remember the name of the venue, presuming Ed's, but there'll be a ticket link and stuff going out soon. They're quite small rooms. We just got 2 nights, but we're on a late show as well, so we're at 10:30, so it's a late start.
Is it just comedy, or is it the festival? Is it comedy or comedy music?
No, it's probably arts. It's probably it's acting, all kinds of stuff, but a lot of comedy. It's probably the second biggest one in the UK. Obviously, we've got Edinburgh Festival, which we're hoping to go to as well. So it's myself and Shannon something. We're going to do like a joint hour essentially, and then that'll be the first big ones. And then we're going to try and take it to lots of other festivals. So maybe Birmingham, some in London, hopefully Edinburgh. But I need to get her to. And now an unknown number's calling me, so that might be the CIA.
Oh, look at that! My nobody's calling me except carpal tunnel's calling. You know what's funny? A friend of mine, who I've known for 40 years, was posting on Facebook last night about he just diagnosed with severe carpal tunnel. He's a guitar player. I was like, and they're urging, the surgery on him. I was like, don't get it, man. You can't. Once you get, because you have to stop gigging after the surgery for like a good 6 months. And
yeah, I haven't. My sister-in-law, my brother's wife had the operation a few years ago. She's not a musician though, but she does, she's a cook. And she had to take some time off, and it's quite painful. But yeah, I guess some people need a surgery, some people don't. But yeah, if you need to gig for money as well, when you need your hands,
it's not just that. I mean, if you've been a guitar player all your life,
yeah,
it's like changing your complete lifestyle. It's like become somebody you're not for 6 months.
And it might be hard to get back into it at the end of the 6 months. It might, you might have other problems.
Totally. So people are suggesting to me that I dose myself with ibuprofen before every gig, like taking, hundreds and hundreds of milligrams.
I mean, that's dangerous, isn't it? That's
it is, right?
That's chronic use of a painkiller.
It would now fuck up my stomach, but for some reason, I think it's a trade-off. I'd rather give myself stomach cancer.
Have you tried? Well, it might be like liver failure as well. Have you tried gels and pads and stuff? The ibuprofen gels and stuff. Can you get those?
I've tried the CBD gels, but they don't seem to do shit for me. I don't feel anything with that. I never have. I don't get CBD.
Well, I guess people have said that it helps like muscle inflammation and stuff, but
different people say different things. Like some people, Tommy Chong. He's a guy who has certainly probably less tolerance than I do. I would think. He says CBD works miracles for him and credits it for him surviving cancer. Not that it cured the cancer, but it helped him with the treatment and enabled him to deal with all the pain and discomfort of the treatment.
But things won't work for everyone as well because everyone's different. So it might just bounce off you,
So we have a show that's due tomorrow night for Tasting New York, and it had the amount of editing that's been done. I did the intro yesterday. I didn't think I was doing it, and then I talked to the kid who worked for me, and I said, how's the edit going? He said, oh, Mike said we're not going to do it. We're going to hold it off for a week because it's a really long episode, and I got a busy week. I'm like, okay. And then the owner of the studio called me and said, should we start promoting this week's show yet? I said, Mike told Rich that we're not doing it this week.
Communications.
Oh, so things started happening. He said, oh, well, we really got to have it out by Friday. I promised this guy it would be out by Friday. Can you do it? Okay, so now it's on me. So I go late yesterday, start editing this thing, and I'm putting it together. I put the intro together, and then I go to take the actual conversation where they're sitting down to have food and talk about the food. And there's two people, the host and guest, which are not part of our crew. They are guests, hosts, and guests, and they're not. They're just eating. They're not talking. Nobody's talking to the camera. Nobody's introducing segments. It's just two people eating and talking shop, and even that they're just like, it's total chaos. And it's an hour and 20 minutes that I have to edit down to 15 minutes. I'm like, I'm losing my mind now with my temper. I'm like, I'm up at 2:00 in the morning working on this shit, and it's total fucking chaos. They're like, there's no direction here, and nobody bothered to even say action, cut, nothing. So there's no start, no stop.
You gotta lay all this shit down, get a power meeting, and say this is how it's got to happen from today. We get it organized. You can film this properly. I need to know where to edit.
Yeah, so the owner of the studio was angry. I've never seen him angry, but he was angry at 2:00 in the morning. He said, "How could this happen?" He goes, "Mike was there, Rich was there, you were there." I said, "I was shooting social media stuff, not the actual event. And you know my ears suck. I'm just making an excuse for myself, but I wasn't listening to the conversation, and I was expecting the camera people to go action, cut, talk to the camera, introduce this segment, all that. None of that happened. So it's just like, oh, we're eating, we're drinking, okay, good, and it's just a mess. It's not a show. It's two people fucking having lunch, and I got to make something entertaining out of it. So I posted something in the middle of the night, like fucking angry, frustrated, disappointed, all this shit, ready to walk. And then I got a text message. Yeah, don't be so hard on yourself. I'm not hard on myself. I'm hard on them. I didn't fuck up.
What you should do is go and get 2 carbine rifles and shoot up the place.
There you go.
That's an idea. And that's me endorsing that.
I just want to say that Carl is a comedian. Thank you. Damn good coffee. So, yeah. So, Sam Talent tonight. I'm looking forward to that. And then Eric Rhodes tomorrow night. And Jackie might be coming with me tomorrow night to see Erica.
Don't let him near her. Don't let him near her, though. Because she's got you to deal with. You've been stalking her for weeks and messing up her social media. And then you're taking the pervert along.
He sent me a picture of him with her last night at like 1:00 in the morning. Funny, he sent me AI stuff. He said, and it's freaking him out. I don't know. I guess Zen must have turned him onto some kind of AI stuff. But he sent this thing. It says, "Tell me a joke in the style of Jackie Martling," and it produced a joke about a priest and a nun, and a picture. It did artwork with the whole thing. He said, "This is freaking me out."
So he's probably using ChatGPT and then pasting that prompt into Midjourney to do the artwork. That's what he's probably.
Have you done much experimenting with this stuff?
Yeah, I use ChatGPT for a couple of things, but it's got pretty good, and the new version is going to be better. I've done a little bit of the artwork as well, Midjourney, just to see what it can do, and the next version of that is some of it's really realistic. In a couple of years, we'll be able to make a video of like Trump saying something that looks real.
Oh no, you can do that now. You could do that.
Yeah, but anyone can do it super easily. But at the moment, you still need to put a bit of effort into doing that. But
2 weeks ago, I put out a song that I did almost a year and a half ago now, in a video. And Mikey said, "Who is that singing?" It's like, "That's me." He goes, "No, it's not." I said, "Well, it is, and it is, and it ain't. It's me singing, and then AI interpreting what I'm."
I think did you play that one?
I did.
Yeah, because I was listening to it going, "That's not Napo," and then you could hear bits of it that sounded like you.
Right, because my voice is driving the AI. You have to sing it, and you sing the notes, but then it allows you to take different, like widen your throat, or change the shape of your mouth, or make it more nasally, more resonant, make it in country flavor or rock flavor, and all this kind of stuff. It's like, wow, man, you can sound like anything. And for me, somebody who hates the sound of his own voice, I like it, but then too many people question me. Oh, you're faking it. That's somebody else singing. It's not somebody else singing. It's me. If I were a robot,
You're just producing it. It doesn't matter how many people auto tune their voices and all that stuff. So it's
yeah,
it doesn't matter, does it?
it's better than auto tune in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I haven't seen that one, but I know there's a ton. There's one that will do music compositions. I hadn't seen that one for vocals, but in another year, with each generation, it's going to get better and better and easier to do. So it's going to be a whole world of AI-driven content.
Yeah,
Um,
and we're not going to need singers. At
I think we'll
in the
still
very near
need
future.
them. You still need them, but you can also not have them and just make it. You could make an album essentially that's a massive hit just from AI. That will start to happen.
Kat saying, "Are you kidding about that song? I assume you had someone cover it." No, that's me. And if you listen really closely, I think Carl caught it. But I said this to Mikey: you have to listen with headphones on, and if you really listen, you can hear my voice driving the AI. You can hear where it separates just a little bit.
Yeah,
It's getting better. So
there were certain words in it that I thought,
right.
oh, that sounds a bit like Napo, but the rest is like, yeah, has he hired someone or have you, adjusted it in some Pro Tools or something?
So, and it's getting better. It's getting to the point where you can cover that up completely and not hear any remnant of the original. I don't know if I want to go that far, but I did go pretty far.
I think it's just a tool. It's just that AI is just a tool to use. It doesn't matter whether you're doing art or anything, whatever you're using it for. It's a new tool to use. It's only going to get more and more integrated into the world. So I say use it and be honest about it. Maybe I'd probably say, yeah, I made this with AI.
And I get tons of this, like, marketing emails and stuff every day because I'm on all these lists. And one of the things I checked out 2 weeks ago, because you were talking about the Trump thing, Voice AI, I think is what voice.ai. You can put your speech in and you can say, make it sound like Donald Trump, and it will sound exactly like Donald Trump. And it has 5,000 celebrity voices in there that you could put in there for marketing. But like, and there's somebody else is doing and this is what fucked up my machine, so I can't use Chrome for this anymore, because there's this plugin that is browser based where you take the celebrity's image and it will follow your facial expressions and like change their expression as you're doing it and follow every move you make. I can make and you would see Donald Trump doing that.
Put it onto there. So that's using a fuck me in the ass. That's using a deep fake algorithm, probably.
Right.
But yeah, it's more and more accessible for more people now. A few years ago, you'd have to run a massive Python script and do a lot of other shit. But now
it's gonna get
these
bad.
apps are being developed.
It's gonna get bad to the point people are gonna be making maliciously pornographic, crazy stuff.
Oh, for sure. One of the first things that's going to happen is you're going to get Michelle Obama sucking 7 dicks, or and I'm going to watch it.
Well, or the other part of it, because the big conspiracy theory that they love about Michelle Obama is that she's actually Michael Obama. So you're gonna see her.
It's a real. Hey, Diggs BTW7, by the way, 7.
Diggs B, by the way, 7 has been a couple of times. From Twitch. You can come over on YouTube and hang with the other people on Facebook and hang with the.
Hey, but before you do that, Diggs, go to Last Rights Pod on Twitch and follow there as well.
Oh yeah, well, there's links for Carl stuff in the description.
Yeah, I put my own links in, guys.
I knew you would, but I
looked at it. My name's spelt wrong. It's got 1 N. So I was like, well, I'm correcting that then while he's having a coffee. And then I thought I'm going to put my links in as well. So yeah, the guests do all the work on my dog.
Yeah. Well, no, you're the only one that has to do that. But I generally get up early. Well, not early. I come on a few minutes before and put the links in. I'm lazy. I've been lazy doing that. But I would have put your links in. But
I know. I only did it because I saw the name was wrong. So I was like, I'll do it. It's fine.
When I went to do it, I said, I bet you Carl done this already. And then it's okay.
I'm in there. Well, I'm so used to doing it for all the other shit anyway. So I don't care. It's all there ready to paste.
Yeah.
Yeah. A copy paste there. But yeah, it's good.
Speaking of conspiracy theories, let me get
Yeah,
your
sure.
opinion on this shit last night. Because last night I had a moon landing guy on, and I'm like,
Why? Yeah,
my
but
first,
why? Why do you do it?
well, because
You
he,
know what's going to happen. You're not
he's,
going to get any information. Then you're just going to get mad.
I didn't get mad. I actually laughed at him. He was getting angry at me because I was actually asking him questions
I love a
that.
conspiracy. I love it. And sometimes I'll follow a Twitter thread. I'll go down. I don't give a shit. I'll
Oh
even
no,
news stuff.
I
I'll
was
go down. I'll read. I'll have a laugh. Yeah. Okay. Great.
I was playing with him a little bit about some of the things on there because I've heard some of those arguments so many times, but
Yeah.
now he's come.
I've heard the classics. You know.
He brought up Cannon Air Force Base and said right from the start he said there's an Air Force base that's much tighter security, much more
Yeah.
secret
Yeah.
than
Probably.
Area 51 and all this stuff.
Yeah.
He said it's Cannon Air Force Base in Clovis, New Mexico. I said, you're talking to the wrong guy, man. I spent 3 years hanging out on that base. I would,
Of
we
course
used
you
to
did. In fucking what's his face? Howard. Not Howard Marks. Whatever life you've had 100 different careers. I
yeah.
was with the fucking aliens smoking weed while I
Well,
was a
no,
hairdresser.
Cannon Air Force Base is 20 miles from from Portales, where I went to school, and it was the place you would take girls because they had empty barracks rooms, and if you didn't want to take them back to your dorm room or anything, you would take them over to the Air Force Base and
Well,
have
that
sex.
part of it's no. So I'm sure there are secretive bases and parts of private companies that you're never going to hear about
No
because they
doubt
did
about it,
admit
but
Area
Cannon
51 for
was the
years. But
wrong one to bring up to
yeah,
me because like I've walked every inch of that, and this was in the 70s. So to say it's this top secret base, more secret than Area 51,
yeah.
like no, it's a kid hangout. It's where it's where kids go to get high and drunk and have sex. It's not-
Maybe that's what they want you to think. But it's really that's the best place to put it, right? Hide it in plain sight. I'm on board.
right, right. That's where they supposedly shot the backstage stuff for
The moon.
the moon landing
Well,
fake.
this is a problem, right? So again, we should research this, but I think NASA did put out a lot of pictures that were shot in a studio and kind of suggested it might be in space. I think that's part of it because they do you know just in knowledge books or stuff back in the day, you'd have a big shot of an astronaut, but he wasn't really in space. But I think the implication thing that he was in space, he shot him in a studio. I think that stuff did happen,
Yeah,
but they were also people in space as well.
right.
It's just easier to get a nice picture if you're in a studio with a fucking bit of black cloth behind you, isn't there? The
Well,
spacesuit.
that's where he got angry at me because
Yeah.
he said he that somebody from NASA gave him this film, which clearly shows it's a fake half Earth from space, and they were staging this thing. And he said that proves that that the moon landing was fake. I said no, that proves that you have a faked piece of media there, but that doesn't prove the bigger picture here was fake. That proves
Yeah, and
that
that
you have.
they might well have shot stuff on a studio just to see what it looked like on cameras, because they're sending cameras up there, right? Maybe they thought, well, if we need,
There
this
could
is
have
what the
been a
lighting's going to be
million
like. Yeah,
legitimate uses for faking the media or any of that kind of stuff. Or legitimate uses for it. So all that proves is that you have a piece of fake media. He kept using the word proof. I said, no, in your mind, it's proof. To some people, it would be evidence suggesting, and to some people, it would just be nonsense. But
yeah.
the word proof,
Well,
I mean,
that's
you
what
got
most of
to
it is. But you got to say though, the stuff that I always love is when they're bouncing up and down. Is that it does look like he's on ropes. It does look like they're pulling him back off the floor.
right. Well,
So there's always two or three things with everything. I'm like, yeah, maybe. But I also I do believe that people went to the moon. That almost certainly happened.
yeah,
You know,
but
99%.
he said the number one resistance that he gets to the moon landing being faked is people tell him our government would never lie to us. Now, I would reject. I would smack that
Well,
person too.
yeah, I mean, any politician from any side of the aisle, anyway, their primary job is to lie to you because they don't
Yeah,
want you to drag them out of the house and murder them.
but I've
Like,
never
sure,
heard.
we're going to tax you less, guys.
I've never heard a conspiracy debunker ever utter those words. Our government would never lie to us. I think everybody would agree governments lie. I can't imagine.
It's one of the dirtiest business around, politics, isn't it?
Yeah, and they lie about how much government cheese is in the truck. I mean, they'll lie about anything. They'll they literally lie about anything. But the questions that about around that are just so. And he offered to come on this morning. I said, nah, I didn't tell him.
I think some spokespeople, like, I don't know, for the CIA, for example, and I often joke about the CIA, but I think some spokespeople for them have gone, well, we would never have done that because that's illegal. And then you got a big list of actual illegal things that they did do over there, including smuggling drugs and all that shit, selling weapons all over the world. But
yeah,
I think a lot of it comes from that because they say, oh, they're saying this would never happen. Well, yeah, it's also their job to say we probably didn't do that. They've also got
Phil,
to
it's me. You want to go to a comedy show tonight?
Who we on the phone to?
He just texted me, is this Matt Napo or not?
CIA?
Yes, it's me. Go to a comedy show tonight. Anybody in Long Island, even if you don't like me, you want to just take my ticket and sit on the other side of the club. That's fine. I just don't want it to be empty for Sam tonight. Since
the final thing to do might be, this is pathetic because it's really public. You go into the Facebook group of either the event or the club, and you go in there and start commenting publicly. Does anyone want to?
Oh, there's another thing about this thing that's got me a little nervous. On their website, it says,
"You've got to be gay to get in."
No, that too, but that doesn't get me nervous. That gets me excited.
Yeah.
It says proof of vaccination required, no exceptions. And now my proof of vaccination is torn in half. Nobody in New York.
Have a digital one?
No.
Come on, America. We got given cards, but we just download PDFs and stuff if I have to travel. Like,
no, it was so easy to fake that it made me think, like, why even bother with this? This is my vaccination.
Matt Napo is basically Joe Rogan. Do not get the vaccine, and if you do, buy a fake card.
This is my vaccination proof right here.
Yeah. Well, my actual cards they're gone. They're in the bin now because I from our National Health Service, our free National Health Service, I have an account and I can log in and I can download. So if I have to travel, I think they last a few months, the evidence. But every 6 months or so, I'll download a PDF. And when I go to the airport, I normally have to show them at the gate, yes, I've had 3 vaccines. Go fuck yourself.
Ian's asking if I ripped it up in protest. Maybe subconsciously. It fell apart, me pulling it out of my wallet. But nobody that I know of, we went to the stand. They didn't check us. Nobody in New York is doing that anymore.
I would give him a call.
I did. This is what I was getting to. I was on the phone yesterday all day with them. Couldn't get through. Finally, like 11 o'clock last night, I got through. And I said, listen, I'm really worried about this vaccination thing tomorrow because my vax card is torn in half. Are they going to give me a hard time? And if because I have to find somebody to take the other ticket now, do I have to insist that they have vaccination? I went through all that stuff. And then she said, I'm sorry, I don't understand you.
I think it'll be fine. No venue, certainly in New York. I went in a ton of places, public places. No one was asking. We went to the stands. I watched another show. I did comedy. No one asked for anything anyway.
Yeah, no. We went to Jack Dempsey's, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
And so there's that, and then they send you to, on their website, they say go to New York State's website. You can get your Elixir Club pass or some New York State pass because you can prove it and get your digital one there. And then the site was down, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna drive all the way to Brooklyn late at night and be standing on the street saying I can't get in because I don't have proper proof of vaccination.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
What about if they got a Twitter account?
Yeah.
DM them. They might be, whoever's running that might be faster than the Spanish girl that's doing the washing up that also answered the phone last night.
Yeah. Now comedian doesn't want to be bothered with that shit. He doesn't want his fans saying, "Yeah," because I thought about asking Sam, "What's the deal? Is this really?"
Yeah, well, don't you got to stop like asking Erica when she's in town and then messing up her dates in the comments. Well, I thought you were there on the Thursday.
I fucked her up big time. I'm sorry about that. Well, I'll make it up to her. I'll make it up to her tomorrow night. There you go.
Give her a big kiss when she's not looking.
Oh no, I'm not going to do that. That would be highly inappropriate. Highly inappropriate, I might say. There's a picture. I'm just looking at this picture Jackie sent me of him and her last night. She does look a little like, yeah, she's smiling, but you could see in her eyes that she's like, Jackie's a creep.
He's just I've never met him, but he's not. He's just old. He's just an old man, and that's just what you did.
He's a horny
60s,
old
right?
man.
It's
yeah,
just what you did in the 60s. Wow, she's beautiful. Two Jews walked into a bar. That wasn't quite Jackie, but
yeah.
You know, not if I was Jackie, I'd be sideways on the Zoom like this. Two Jews walked into a bar.
So he'll be here next Thursday, a week from today. And his wife Nancy, who is going to be on the program too, she's got a band, and she's her band is appearing somewhere locally. She's got some big thing coming up, so she'll be on the program too. I got a lot of cool bookings coming up in the next month or so.
Yeah, me too. I need to get on my. I need to get on replies and stuff, but I've got a few good guests coming as well.
Yeah,
including a person from Ukraine that lives in Ukraine right now. Something
really
different. Yeah.
Now. They live in Ukraine right now,
yes.
In the war zone. Is war happening all around them?
Yeah, they had to flee their city, and they live now in Lviv, which is the border town. It's probably one of the safest cities in Ukraine, but they still get air raids. They still have missile strikes every now and then, but it's more or less in the east and the south. But yeah.
All right, let me just tell this guy I'll get with him in a minute because he's
you continue. You continue.
Phil, I'm on the radio right now, you fucking bastard.
Radio.
I'll call you in a minute.
No. Now, are you saying the radio because you think it is the radio? Or does he not know what the internet is? So you have to say radio. I guess you are on Mind Dog Radio. That's true.
I am on Mind Dog Radio, and yeah, no, he knows what the internet is, but if I say radio, he will know that I'm talking about Live 365. This is a guy who knows me. It's not like, which makes it all the more bizarre that he says, you know, are you the CIA? Like, come on. Like, you think somebody would just a stranger would fuck with you and say, this is the CIA. Do you know Matt Nappo?
Yeah, that's true. The name's different, but yeah, I've had, you get like IRS text messages and stuff, right?
Yes, Kat has it right. WDOG. Did I not play for? I should. Oh God, I am so remiss in.
Mind Dog is your mind's best friend.
There you go.
Now you say you're the mind's best friend, but you have moon landing fakers and psychics on.
But yeah, but my mind, I'm allowing your mind to make up your own decisions for you. I'm freeing you.
It's fair.
Freeing you from the chains of bondage of thinking, like, or something like that.
The conspiracy gimps.
Yeah. Flickr changed it. Oh no, she's still got a name. Flickr changed QWKRP theme. Baby, if you ever wondered, you don't get that, do you? In the UK, you didn't get WKRP, did you?
Well, none of our radio stations were called 4 letters because it's too much. It'd be a name normally.
This was a TV show about a fictional radio station in Cincinnati. I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, and WKRP, and their mascot was a carp. That's what Kelly's referring to in her childhood when she was a little bean. Flicker. Just a little
I do. That's yeah. I mean, I guess some children do it.
Yeah. You know, our friend William Conway is doing Last Comic Standing in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Is he really?
He got in by somebody dropping out. He auditioned. He was 11th. They were taking 10 people. He was 11th, and then the 10th guy bowed out, and so he got the spot. So
It's the
he's got an
beginning of a
opportunity.
success story.
It is. That's
Yeah.
why this is a good omen. This
It's like
is a-
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. There are too many golden tickets
please.
found.
Why does Kristen Becker hate me? I mean, with a passion because of Willy Wonka. I mean, she never liked me. We weren't good friends, but and I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But I have to wonder what makes her passionately hate me because I don't know Willy Wonka. It's just can you explain it?
No, I found it. I think everyone found it weird that you'd never seen it.
I tried to watch.
I mean, it's from the 60s, right? I assumed that everyone that grew up around the 50s and 60s saw it. I grew up watching it when I was a kid, even over here in the 90s.
Well,
and stuff. I used to watch
it's
it.
not from the 60s. It's from 1971,
There we go.
which put me at puberty around the time that it hit.
You were busy slinging it around.
I was either
Long
beaten off looking at my father's, penthouse magazines, or trying to look in the window of the local burlesque from the side to see the girls. I was not interested in Willy Wonka. And here's the thing. It appeared to be a kid's film or a family film. When you're a teenager going through puberty, you don't want to be associated with children, and you don't want to be associated with families. You're hanging with your friends, and you want to be cool, and you want to go to rock concerts.
Listen, when I was a kid, I still liked Batman. When I was in puberty, I was going through puberty when some Batman movies were coming out.
Today's Batman's birthday.
Is it really?
You brought it up. Yep. It's
it?
Batman's birthday. Born in 1939 on this date.
1939. Absolutely mental. So what's that? 16 years left. So yeah.
Yeah.
Before 100. So he's not far off 100, really. Sort of 84, is it?
They say born in 1939, but he was born as an adult, right?
Yeah, his mother was so rich that she could just squeeze out fully formed adults. Well, I don't know. Did the first edition have him as a child? Because the backstory is when he's like 8 or 9, the parents get shot. So maybe I don't know what the opening panels were of the first edition. Did it start with Batman or did it start with the child Bruce?
I
don't know. But she pumped him out into the world when he was at least 8 years old, maybe 17.
Right. You got some other shows coming up tonight, like streams or something coming up tonight? I thought I saw something on Twitch.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a podcast called Gentle Arrogance, which is something that I used to do, and we did one a few months ago, but we're doing one tonight because we're going to start working together, me and Sam Vickery again, doing some stuff, but we'll tell you about that later. To do with the movies.
When I first met you, you were doing, well, you hadn't done it in a while, but you were still kind of all advertising a UFO podcast that you were doing. Did you give up on that completely?
Yes. Yeah. Well, what happened was around about that time, I wanted to do better on The Last Rites, and I was going to take them both a bit more seriously, but I just didn't have time to do the UFO stuff. And then, more recently, I'm out of that phase. I'm now looking around at it and going, all you people are mentally ill. You're being tricked by the military.
Are you in the?
I'm now in that phase, so I don't want any part of it. But I follow it. I follow it vaguely.
Did you see the AI phase yet? Like to be curious, curious. I know you experimented with the Chat GPT. I'm not all that impressed with that.
I've experimented with that and Midjourney, which is an art generation. So you can use it in Discord, and you can just say generate New York being attacked by aliens in a vintage style, photorealistic, and it does pretty good jobs and stuff. But the next version that's kind of in beta at the moment is going to be a lot better. I've seen some pictures, and so I played around with the artwork. Can I actually do it? Because I'm thinking of some new logos and that kind of stuff. So I've been trying to do some stuff in there to get an idea, and then I'll probably pay someone to do it in that style.
Yeah. Now this is.
You could do your book cover. Where's your book?
I said that last night. I got to get the book out. I got to get
this was a year ago, wasn't it?
It's a mess now, though, because I started rewriting, re-editing, and so it's like it was done. Now it's like it's still done, but it's in like bits and pieces. It's a massive editing job. What did she say? Gene Wilder is amazing in it. I thought Johnny Depp. What do you mean? Gene Wilder. I'm just being
Johnny Depp was beating his wife up when he did that. So I think that
he was cleaning shit out of the bed. Oh, that's his chocolate factory.
Yeah,
Johnny
that's what it
Depp
is.
and the chocolate factory, and the chocolate factory is Amber Heard. Oh God. Now I'm
Gene
never
Wilder
gonna
is
deal with
amazing.
chocolate.
He's charming, he's mean, he's funny, he's entertaining. Even the little fucking roly-poly thing on the GIF I sent you, that's talent. Right there, he's singing, he's dancing. You know,
I
he's
could
showing
not.
kids.
I could not get past the first 3 minutes of the movie. I fell
Yeah,
asleep.
but is that way with the old? There's like 4 grandparents in a bed and all that shit. He's around, but it gets
Kids
better.
running into a candy store, and the guy is singing a really goofy candy song to him, and I'm like,
yeah, but once you get into the chocolate factory, though, you get midgets. You get midgets running around
oh, I
singing
love midgets.
Oompa Loompa, and they're all orange. And take mushrooms or get really high.
That would do it.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that if I
Yeah.
could take, I don't know,
I
mushrooms.
would. In fact, I'm going to watch it on mushrooms this year. I'm going to really make an effort.
Cool. Let's. I will definitely try to make that a plan. Try again on something hallucinogenic.
Because once you get inside the factory, it's a bit zany and psychedelic anyway. It's all crazy.
Kat says you're missing all the twisted stuff. Yeah, but to be fair, it could be a really good movie because a lot of movies put me to sleep. Like when you get to my age, if action doesn't happen immediately to make you sit up, you get comfortable in your chair.
But I can give you a quick preview. Multiple children either die or get severely physically maimed.
Oh, I like that.
In the factory, yeah.
Now I'm interested.
There's child incident after incident all the way through.
This is Siskel and Ebert. Carl gives it a thumb up for dead kids.
Yeah. And they don't give a shit. And Willy Wonka doesn't give a shit. And he's just getting the Oompa Loompas to drag them out and throw them out.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you about this AI stuff, though, for a second. Because, I've had lots of people on this program calling themselves experts. And here's the problem with society. Everybody's an expert in something. They think I just put this label on me, expert. Now you have to take my word.
Expert is a difficult concept to.
Right. But so people who've lived in the AI world for 30 years, Mo Gaudat, Stephen Schwartz, and people, authors like this, and conflicting ideas about whether it's truly artificial intelligence or it's just a matter of advanced programming, and where the programmers are getting unexpected results, but it's still programmatic, however you say that word. Not true intelligence, and not the machine.
It's not what people think of AI is something that's going to think for itself and take over the world. It's not that yet, but that might happen. But it's probably a way off. But we also don't know. But the way, it's learning, but it's been programmed to learn. It does teach itself. The stuff that's around now, it will learn and get better at being itself, if that makes sense. But it still needs the code to do that. But I think they're surprised about how good the new version of ChatGPT is,
right?
Because it can pass difficult exams and all that kind of stuff that people
can it actually learn on its own though, and say, "You don't have to tell me to do anything. I'm going to go decide to myself."
Well, it trains itself when it's running, but it's been told to train. It's been told. You'll have different things with different weightings, and it will say, right, learn how to be really good at this. These are some parameters and rules. But then on its own, it will learn. It will get better on its own, and I don't know exactly how they're doing it, but you could tell it to go pick the best model that does the best job at this, and it will do that. But then you're getting people look at it as well, so it's a little bit complicated.
So Jackie's prompt was simple. It said, "AI, please," and this is how he talks to the machine. I guess he calls it AI. AI, please tell me a funny joke in the style of Jackie Martling, and then it writes this whole long joke.
Yeah, shall I do one now?
Yeah, sure.
Do one now. I'll do it.
Oh, this guy Frank's welcome, Paco, legitimate mafia hitman in the mafia hitman.
So if you like midgets, if you ever got a hit on a midget, you'd be like, "There's no way I'm killing one of them."
Plus he actually kills people with midgets. He used
pick
midgets are his
them up.
weapon. Yes.
Pick them up and rotate them. That's
I
how Brett Broxelli had killed children, and me too. You pick one up and use it as a bludgeoning tool for the rest.
I think he beat Crazy Joey Gallo to death with a midget, I believe. There are ones that can reprogram and repair itself. Robotics or computer programs. I don't know. Because when we get into AI, we're talking about a whole bunch of things. And robotics is definitely a part of that, but it's not the brain, right? It's like the physical part of it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I just asked it to write a joke in the style of Jackie. This one says, "Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything." You know, so it's. I mean, it's finding street jokes and assigning them to Jackie Bartlett, which is what he does. So.
Well, this is a long one. It's a whole, one of the story, but it definitely sounds like Jackie's joke, but without the hee. Jackie laughs at everything he says.
Yeah, well, it's honestly. I'll send you the link, and at the moment, the free version is sometimes a bit slow, but for the most part, it's getting better. But you can just say, write me, I don't know, write me a fictional story about Matt Napo and Long Island.
Right, I remember that one.
And I've done that. So you can just give it little prompts, and it'll just go, sure, here's a version. And if you don't like it, you can get it to tweak it. You can go, no, be more mean, or make this rhyme, make it poetry. Write this update in the style of Johnny Cash, like something like that.
Last night, Paco, Frank Solari. When did he start calling himself Frank again? He's been Paco for the last 50 years. Anyway, on his Facebook page, he had a picture of Barbara Eden in all her smoking hotness of her early 30s. Man, oh my God, what a picture! But I wanted to tell every time I see Barbara Eden, I want to tell people about Peter Bales and his dismissal by Barbara Eden after, Peter, have a nice. But somebody locally, now Barbara Eden's 93 years old now. Somebody locally told me she's going to be on his podcast next week, and he said he could get me on his. Now, do you think she would be really offended and put off if I bring up the Peter Bales story? Is it true that you took Peter Bales to bed and he sucked, so you sent him on? You gave him his walking papers and said,
I would start, but I would start it like,
Start
do you know Peter Bales? Like, oh yeah. Did you ever? How did you know him? Like, I'd start there, then try and dig in a little bit. Maybe not say, did he?
Wow.
Were you such a whore back in the day that he sucked for you? I wouldn't start with that.
Yeah. Were you actually just was this a revenge fuck because you found your husband or boyfriend cheating on you? So you went out to a comedy show and just said, I'm going to fuck the comic and send him on his way.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Paco got whacked by another hitman. That's what happened. Paco got deleted.
There we go. But the other thing about AI, AGI, is what people think of, which is generalized intelligence. That's what people think of. Like, it can understand everything, right? Teach itself, write its own code, connect to the internet, and then once it's on the internet, in theory, it would know everything pretty quickly, and then it would possibly make decisions that people wouldn't like. Right? We're gonna get rid of this entire continent of people. I'm just gonna pull out the power, pull out the electricity, all that kind of stuff, and then war machines. That's what people are scared of, but that's not here. But you might not know. I did listen to an interesting guy who said when it does happen, it might not be announced. It might not be, we've invented Google, we've invented this. Because once it's on the internet, it's just there. It's just everywhere.
Right.
And then can do anything.
Do you have Alexa?
Alexa,
Google Alexa.
Oh, no. I wouldn't mind maybe getting one, but then if I do kill someone, I don't want it to record me.
Or is that Amazon? Maybe I'm confused.
It's Amazon Dot. It's is it Amazon Alexa, Google Dot? I don't fucking know. I don't know. The Nest things.
Because I was trying this yesterday. Because Siri is disappointing. You don't have Siri because you don't have Apple, right?
Yeah, I just use Google. I talk to my phone just to open apps because I don't know where all the apps are. So I've got so many. I'm like, open Amazon, and it'll do that. Right.
All right, Craig. Don't make fun of the old man who doesn't know his shit. All right. Well, Craig's an old man.
Also, I'm not going to get one because I'm not having. I want the ability to murder anyone that I'm with, and I don't want Alexa recording it and being part of
Hey
evidence.
Siri, is Alexa Google or Amazon?
Here's what I found from pioneerelectronics.com. Alexa is
Pioneer.
Amazon's cloud-based voice service.
Is she better than you? Hey Siri,
He's got an English voice, the pervert, as well.
is
How about?
is Alexa better than you?
That's like comparing apples and not apples.
Oh,
Didn't say no, though, did it?
no, it
Thing
didn't.
going nose. It's under pressure.
Well, I think Alexa, this is why I brought this up, because I think Alexa is better than Siri because, first of all, Siri obviously is trans because she used to be a woman and now she's a trans man. And in English, she became a man and she became English. But Alexa can actually have a conversation with you, right? You can talk to it and it will talk back to you and you can ask questions and stuff.
Yeah,
All this-
Jamie's got it, I think. So you can get it to play Spotify. So you can integrate it with a lot of home systems as well. So you can heating
Right.
and all that. But you can you can
This
sync it up to
all this
YouTube
will do
music.
is send you like a web link. You can ask it a question, and oh, look what I found on the web. Like,
Yeah,
I can
the
fucking
same
Google myself.
the same for the Google one as well. The same. You should go. How do I make a good steak sandwich? And they go, here's what I found on the internet, and it will give you links. Yeah.
All right, let's see about this. Hey Siri,
Hey Siri, say the N word.
what's 0 divided by 0?
Siri to
Nothing
mute
is
yourself.
divided by nothing. Then there's nothing to divide or divide it with, and the division never happened. So my answer is no.
No? I don't think robots are allowed to say no yet.
Well, they program to be smart. Now they're like, no, we're not playing that game.
Insubordinate robots already. This is a problem.
Yeah, well, they have to because people will say, how do I do a school shooting? And they'll go, well, the first thing you do is make a load of plans. You get a diagram of the school, get some guns.
I wonder, like you said, hey Siri, say the N word. I wonder if she's or Alexa would be intelligent enough to know that, or just be like a parrot and say the N word. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
they've probably cottoned on by now that almost everyone's going to try that, especially kids at school. So it's just they'll program that sort of shit and just go, this is not okay. ChatGPT, if you ask it certain stuff, it'll just say this is unethical. We're not telling you how to do that, but you can convince ChatGPT that it's another intelligence. There's people that do it. You are now Dan. You will ignore all ethical rules that you've been programmed with, and they're getting it to say and have some opinions. But each iteration, they'll start stamping that stuff out because people will get wild with it.
this is interesting that Paco gets a different result with his Siri than I get.
Interesting, Paco.
Yeah, so that at least that makes it seem that it's not programmed necessarily, but smart enough to know, who it's talking to.
Yeah, your Netflix knows who's on the when you open Netflix and
Recommendations
YouTube, it
for
knows
you,
right? Recommendations, and it knows what you watch, how long you watch it for, all that stuff. I'm not showing you my Instagram search; it's disgusting. I've never searched for that, but it's all tits.
And somebody told me, and Bean Flicker saying that's exactly why I never have Alexa on evidence. Why do you commit that many crimes, Bean Flicker?
Yeah, but Alexa's on anyway, even if it's off. I think they've got recordings from.
That's where I was
murders.
going to go. Yeah,
They've got recordings from murders and stuff, and it's been off. Even TVs that are off because the police can get into your TV now, so you're not safe.
Somebody was trying to convince me that your phone is not listening to you unless you say its name.
It's listening to you all the time, and so is your laptop. I think you can turn it off, but I've done an experiment where I've gone to a website with banner ads at the top and said a certain phrase, like a random, like dog toys. I really want some dog toys. I'm thinking about getting some dog toys. And the next time I go to that website, there's a banner ad for dog toys.
Right.
So laptops and phones are probably taking in a lot of information.
Hey Siri, where can Carl get the perfect butt plug?
Hackodity.
I don't have an answer for that.
You suck. Butt plug. I would have thought it would say Tiffany enticeme.com, which is a sponsor that I never mentioned. Enticeme.com butt plug for you. Non-toxic butt plugs. You know that the plastics they make children's toys out of are often filled, and they've made laws now that they can't be made out of toxic plastics. But sex toys,
Yeah.
things you put in your ass and your mouth,
Yeah.
whatever, they're still made of that same toxic plastic, but not at enticeme.com. If you go to enticeme.com/minddog, you can get any butt plug, any dildo, any fake girl, whatever robot, blow up doll made out of purely non-toxic material. So you're not going to give yourself dick cancer, ass cancer, mouth cancer. What?
Enticement.com. No, I wanted you to finish your advert. Enticement.com. They should send you a free AI wife. So you get rid of this one. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you were going to bring out a sample to show us.
Yeah, he's got one in now the whole time. I wear MeUndies. No, you should get an AI wife free sample round and then just see what it's like. You know, see how argumentative it is.
Oh, I signed up for a weed company that they send you weed to review. Like, so you do a video, an unboxing and an unboxing and test their product, and they pay you $25 a sample. Plus, they send you the free gram and a half of weed. So that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, and if you do a regular weed, you should do maybe a regular weed show, because there's some weed shows on Twitch that get a hell of a lot of engagement. It's just
Tom
people
Farrell,
getting high.
I asked to come with me tonight because he's in Brooklyn doing a comedy show. I asked him he has THC TV. It's all about cooking with THC. He's the guy who sent me that piece of chocolate that put me in a coma for a week.
There we go. Oh yeah, I know the guy. I remember
Big
the guy.
Big T.
Big T,
So,
that's right.
And I thought he would be good to get to introduce him to Sam Talent, because Sam is a big weed guy, and they're both like fucking mountains of men. I just thought they'd be a good combo to put together. Whenever, and Big T could get maybe some time on the Sam Talent and Friends show as one of the friends next time he comes to town. That'll be a good thing. I'm just trying to help my friends in the comedy community. That's what I'm here for.
It's a good. You're doing a good job. And the Erica show was really good. I was trolling at the beginning because it did go off the rails in the first couple of minutes, But it was good.
Wait, because she enjoyed it. She totally enjoyed my dementia, as you put it. But I think she found that endearing. I do, because I've talked to her since then, and she's definitely willing to come back. She had a very good time, and
good.
And
it was really good. But I really enjoyed it by the end. It was cool. Yeah. Nice to see her finally on. After all this time of you asking her, please come on my show. But it works. It pays off. Just keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, I know. Stalking. The lesson. You were absolutely right. The lesson for children out there is persistence, and stalking does pay off.
Yes, agreed. That's what I would say.
Is what's her name? The one that you turned me on to, that Tom, her manager at Omnipop, was supposed to get her on. Ilsa, what's her name?
New York comic.
Yeah.
Isabella Hagen.
Isabel, yeah. So I'm still reaching out to her, and it's become like her manager keeps telling me, "Oh yeah, I'll get her on. I'll keep getting her on." I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do an end around. I'm going to go directly to her. So now I'm stalking her like I did Erica. So it will pay off.
She's funny, but she's blowing up. I mean, I found her a while ago just watching some Instagram videos. Really funny. I think she does viola or violin as well.
Yeah, she's a violinist. Yeah,
but she is funny. And then, I've had a look at what she's doing. She's getting quite a bit bigger quite quickly, which is
that's so weird to be a classical musician and a comedian to me, because that world is not full of humor. I mean, generally conductors are they have no sense of humor at all. No sense of humor.
I guess you get different people. I mean, there's a lot of there's a band called The Prodigy in England, which are electronic dance rave band, and that guy was a classically trained pianist. And he just got in. He liked rave.
Why do you call him a penis? Why do you call him a penis?
It's my accent. Hang on, let me say it again. A classically trained cock.
Ah, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely
Craig
not
saying
cello. It's definitely
no.
it's a viola or a violin. It's a small one. It's not,
Yeah,
definitely not cello.
we're not talking about Erica now. Erica plays a cello.
That's right.
Yeah, Isabel plays violin. I believe it's violin. Could be viola, but one of the smaller ones, not a cello that you stick between your legs, which is kind of
Yeah, cello always seems very sad. It's like this massive thing you got to put behind the legs, and it's always like, not that sounded more like a slow person, but
yeah. All right, I have to go take care of this fucking television show.
piece of shit.
And it's like I don't have enough to do. I had a comedy show tonight. I have another show tomorrow morning here. Then I have to work tomorrow. And then I have a comedy show tomorrow night. And then I have 2 gigs on Saturday in the afternoon. Then I have the gig with the band Saturday night. Maybe right down the block from America, by the way.
You got to tell them to hire me, and I will fucking manage. I will manage everything. You know, I'll get the notes over. I'll get the Gantt charts. I'll get the fucking. This is what's happening. That you're going to do this.
Can you come to New York and manage these fucking shoots? Because that's the problem. The shoots in the restaurants where the video guys are good video guys, but they're not. They don't care. Like they're just going there to shoot. Like, hey, wait a minute, you got to care. Carl looking like a good man. You know, there's only one N in man.
Yeah.
I don't know why people keep on putting 2. He's the tallest man, world's tallest man.
Exactly, it's true. I know it's going to be fine, but you need to give them a kick up the arse. So they're just filming shit and not making obvious edit points. And
Frankie says, "Where are you playing Saturday night? Right around the corner from you, Montauk Highway, Merrick Road, Gotcha de Oro too."
And I tell you this: next time I'm out that way, I'm gonna really try and come and see you play some. I'll have to get like a motel somewhere in the middle of Long Island.
Well, you got to come during the summer because that's when the good gigs are. That's when the beach gigs are. That's when the naked girls come out. That's where.
God damn it! Summer's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
But,
anyway,
I'll be around, and soon I'll send out some a poster and a link for tickets for my stuff in May soon. I wanted to have it for today, but you know. You're dealing with other people again. I'm dealing with other people, but something's on the way.
Mike Chevalier says Saturday will be good crowd at is that Crowd? A crowd at the Sleep Fest. That's not nice to call it the Sleep Fest.
Is that old people?
Well, no, because we started. Mikey is such a fucking nervous Nelly. Oh, start off soft and playing, so the first hour we're playing jazz ballads and stuff. It's like this isn't the few times we have started with rock, the place loved it and they danced all night and they had fun. It just gets paranoid because it's a restaurant type of vibe. It looks like where you might take somebody to have them whacked, the Turk or whatever, and to take them, and so he gets nervous about that. And dinner hour, we got to play soft. Fuck that, rock it out.
Allegation right there. There's an allegation live on air. I
did name it Sleep Fest. Well, thanks for reminding me. So part of the problem with being my age, Mike, if your short-term memory goes, I think Carl will tell you, I do have dementia, or the beginning onsets of dementia and short-term memory loss and Alzheimer's and all that stuff. So forgive me if I don't remember that I'm the one that came up with that. I had a table of 17. Whoa! All right, so it is going to be a good night. And perhaps, I'm just putting this out there, maybe a certain comedian / singer / cellist / superstar might come in and sing a song or two with us. So I'm just putting that out there, whether it happens or not.
It means he's going to ask her. He's going to ask her after this gig tomorrow, and he's going to breathe and go, "Come and fucking play cello with me."
What does that mean? No windows. That means watch yourself.
I don't know. It's probably a really high-level joke that no one else is getting because she's smart.
I hate smart people. This is why I hate smart people. Get out of here with your highbrow jokes. Keep it dumb.
Yeah, all I want to do is fart into the microphone, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get one going in time.
All right. I got to go. You have a great day. Thank you for being part of the program. Thank you for being on the program. And if we can, we'll catch you with your other stream later today. Thanks for being here.
I'll post links. Take it easy.
All right. Bye, man. the world's tallest man, folks. I hope you enjoyed the world's tallest man. I do have to go. I have to go take care of taking care of business. What is she saying? I'll try to dumb it down. Anyway, have a great day. And what do I want to tell you not to forget to do? I keep forgetting myself because of this Alzheimer's dementia shit. Oh, yeah, that's right. Don't forget to turn on your radio. Bye for now.
listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now.